Location: Galactic Elite Training Base, Planet Vortan. Dozens of alien cadets train in a harsh gravity field. Among them sits a quiet human girl named Lexa, small, calm, not moving. Her uniform is worn. Her eyes are still. Tension builds. The alien instructor Korak, 7 feet tall, covered in armor scales, yells, "You, the soft one, the human, why are you just sitting there? Too weak to stand?" The others laugh. One says, "Earthlings break if you look at them too hard." But Lexa says nothing, just looks at Korak. He comes closer, growling, mocking her. Pathetic species. The training yard is silent. Instructor Korak, feared across the Vortan. System lies on the ground, clutching his shattered arm. His face is twisted in pain. The bone under his skin moved in ways it shouldn't have. The other cadets, reptilians, insectoids, silicon giants, stare in shock. One whisper passes through the group. "What? Is a Deathworlder?" Tension rises. Lexa doesn't run. She just stands there calm, as if she didn't just break a war veteran with one move. Korak growls from the ground. "You'll pay for that, human." That was an attack on a superior officer. But Lexa looks him straight in the eye and says, "No, that was a warning." Flashback begins, short and powerful. The camera flashes back to Earth. Explosions, storms, wild beasts. A younger Lexa runs through fire and lightning, pulling a friend out of wreckage. The words of a commander echo, "Only humans can survive a death world. That's what makes us dangerous." Back to present. Korak is taken to the med bay. The cadets slowly surround Lexa, but not to threaten her. They're curious now, even afraid. One alien cadet, Zoran, steps forward. He's four-armed and covered in crystal armor. "You shattered a Vortanian battlemaster's arm." "How?" Lexa simply says. "His bones were strong, but not built for Earthborn reflex strikes." Zoran's eyes narrow. "You didn't even move your feet." Lexa nods. "Because I didn't need to." Command Center. In the high tower, Base Commander General Vexor watches the footage again and again. He pauses at the moment Lexa moves. She moved. 0.002 seconds before contact. That's impossible. His assistant, a floating AI drone, says, "Humans are labeled Class 5 Deathworlders." Most species forgot why. This may remind them. General Vexor orders, "Bring her to me, now." Back at the cadet quarters, Lexa walks into her room. She opens a locker. Inside, a small photo of her family. A medal from Earth's military. A single note. "Don't show them your strength until they make you." Suddenly, 2 guards arrive. "Cadet Lexa, General Vexor wants to speak with you." She nods. No fear. As she walks out, other cadets move aside, not with hate, but with respect. General Vexor's tall shadow stretches across the room. He stands with arms crossed, staring at Lexa. "Cadet Lexa, you shattered a Vortanian's arm without leaving your spot. That kind of strength, that kind of control, isn't normal, not even for a Deathworlder." Lexa stands calm, her face unreadable. She answers slowly, clearly, "I was sent here to survive, but now I think I was sent here to be seen." Flashback, short and intense, a meeting room on Earth months earlier. Human generals sit at a round table. "The Galactic Alliance thinks we're weak. Let them believe that, for now." Another general adds, "Send just one. The quietest one. The one who doesn't look like a threat." They all look at a photo. Lexa, back in the present general. Vexor leans forward. "So, Earth sent you as a test?" Lexa doesn't deny it. "No weapons, no backup, just me." Vexor circles her like a predator. "Do you know how many species want Earth removed from the Alliance?" Lexa nods. They're scared, but they don't know why yet. Training yard. The next day, Lexa is ordered to spar in front of the entire cadet group. 3 alien warriors step forward: Zoran, the crystal-armored fighter, a speed-based insectoid named Click, and a brute called Gornax. The fight is 3 versus 1. Everyone assumes Lexa will be destroyed. Zoran calls out, "If she's so deadly, let's see it with our own eyes!" The battle begins. Click strikes first, blindingly fast. Lexa dodges without effort. Gornax tries to crush her with his heavy fists. She slides past him, calm and smooth. Zoran comes at her with a spinning strike from 4 directions. Then, in one motion, Lexa ducks low, grabs his leg, and slams him into Gornax with a thunderous boom. She flips backward, dodging Click's razor claws, and taps him on the neck, causing him to freeze. He falls, unconscious. All 3 are on the ground. She breathes once. That's it. Total silence. Every cadet just saw it. No tricks, no fancy gear. Lexa didn't even break a sweat. One whisper passes through the crowd. She's not just human. She's built for war. Later, that night, Cadet Hall, aliens gather in quiet groups, whispering. One cadet says, "If Earth has many like her, they could rule the stars." Another replies, "No, they don't need to rule. They just need to survive." That's worse. Final. Scene: General Vexor's private quarters. Vexor watches the battle footage in slow motion. Lexa's movements are precise, too advanced for most species. The AI assistant speaks. "If war ever comes, humanity won't need ships. They'll just send people like her." Vexor whispers, "We didn't find a soldier. We found a weapon with a heart." A massive holographic map lights up the room. Red dots show enemy fleets. Blue shows the training team. It's a command simulation, a test to see who can lead. Instructor. Tarnex announces, "Each species will assign 1 cadet as a leader. You will face a surprise war scenario. Let's see who survives." Aliens from strong warrior races step forward. Lexa stays silent. Nobody chooses her. They think humans are too emotional, too soft, too fragile. The scenario begins. Enemy forces strike with full power. Shields fall. Ships are lost. The Sulak cadet who took command panics. He gives wrong orders. His own ships collide. "Retreat! Retreat!" Within minutes, the whole team is dead. Simulation ends. Tarnex sighs. Fail again. Instructor's voice booms. "Anyone else think they can lead better?" The room is silent. Then one voice speaks. "Let me try." Everyone turns. Lexa is standing tall. A few laugh. A few frown. Tarnex shrugs. "Fine. The human wants a turn. Let her fail too." Lexa steps into the commander's pod. She stands still, calm, focused. The scenario resets. Same enemies, same conditions, but Lexa moves differently. Zoran, defend the west flank. Click, cloak your ships and move to the rear. Gornax, crash into the center. Make them look at you. They listen, unsure why, but they obey. The simulation changes fast. Zoran's shield holds. Click attacks from behind. Gornax smashes into enemy command ships. Lexa moves like she's been fighting wars her whole life. Even the instructors lean forward. The red enemy lights start disappearing, one by one. 10 minutes later, victory, flawless. Everyone is speechless. Tarnex clears his throat. That was tactical perfection. Zoran stares at Lexa. "How did you know exactly what would happen?" Lexa answers simply, "Because humans don't guess. We survive, we observe, and when it's time, we act." Outside the simulation room, a secret communication is sent from the station. Earth Cadet Lexa, status changed from trainee to threat level unknown. Monitor closely. Another message is forwarded to Earth HQ. Your student has passed all expectations and broken a few bones too. Final scene, Cadet Mess Hall, Lexa walks in. This time, no one mocks her. No one blocks her path. They clear a table for her, out of respect. Click whispers to a new cadet. She's not just smart. She's dangerous, and she hasn't even shown her full power yet. Lexa sits alone, watching, thinking. The war hasn't started yet, but she can feel it coming. 12 high-ranking alien leaders watch the footage of Lexa's training, fighting, and command simulation. One slams a clawed hand on the table. "She was supposed to be weak!" Another with glowing red eyes whispers, "If humans have more like her, the galaxy may already be lost." A third says coldly, "We cannot wait. We must act before Earth sends more." Cut to Earth. Secret base, underground command. A general stands in front of a hollow map showing Galactic Academy. He smiles slightly. She wasn't just sent to train. She was sent to make them nervous. A junior officer speaks. "Sir, the aliens have started tracking her every move." The general nods. "Good. That means it's working." Meanwhile, at the academy, Lexa's dorm room, she receives a silent message on a secure device. Just 3 words. Phase 2 begins. Lexa's eyes narrow. She opens a hidden compartment under her bed. Inside, a small black cube. When she touches it, a hologram appears, showing human war heroes, human scientists, and human explorers. She watches quietly, her voice low. "They think I'm alone. They have no idea what's coming." Training yard. Next day, an unexpected drill is called. All cadets must report, but this time, it's not just for practice. An unknown ship crashes nearby, part of the simulation or something real. Instructors look confused. Lexa grabs her gear and runs toward the smoke. Others follow. Crash site, edge of the training fields. They arrive at the ship. It's torn open. Inside, a message burned into the wall in alien language. Lexa translates it quickly. "This is your only warning. Remove the human or face extinction." The instructors freeze. One mutters, "This isn't a drill." Lexa steps forward, fearless. "Looks like I made someone nervous." Galactic Command, secret meeting. Reports flood in. The alien ship wasn't a simulation. It was real. Someone tried to deliver a threat. But the message wasn't just for Earth. It was for the entire academy. A senator asks, "What if this girl isn't just a cadet?" Another replies, "What if she's the first of many?" That night, cadet quarters. Some fear her now, some admire her, but no one sees her the same. Zoran, the Krista.
The combat dome was loud. Screams, grunts, and the sound of fists hitting metal filled the air. It was the biggest training center on planet Virex, home of the Galactic Combat Academy. Students from all over the galaxy trained here. Some were born with claws. Some had 4 arms. Others could move faster than light. Among all of them, one student stood out, not because she was strong, but because she was quiet. Her name was Rhea, a human girl from Earth. Thin, silent, and always sitting in the corner. She never joined in group fights. She didn't talk during meals. Some thought she didn't even belong there. "Just a weak Earth girl," they would whisper. "She'll wash out in the first test." No one knew why the academy even accepted her. One day, the training commander, a cold-blooded alien named San, called for open combat trials. He wanted to test strength, speed, and skill. Each student had to fight in front of the whole class. "Pairings will be random," he growled. "Step forward when your name is called." The students waited. "Vorak," San barked. Everyone turned to look. Vorak was the strongest student in the dome. An apex warrior, 7 feet tall, skin like armor, His fists could break stone. Vorak grinned as he stood up, flexing his thick arms. He looked ready to crush whoever faced him. And Rhea, the dome went silent. Some students chuckled. Others looked confused. Vorak's smile faded, replaced with something worse, boredom. "Seriously?" he said. "That's not a fight. That's a warm-up." Rhea didn't say a word. She stepped onto the floor, slow and calm. No helmet, no armor, just her loose grey training shirt and quiet eyes. San didn't care. "Begin." Vorak walked forward like he was going to end it. In one punch, his heavy footsteps shook the ground. The students leaned in, waiting for a show, but Rhea didn't move. Then in less than a second, she did. Her body twisted, flowed and struck, a flash of movement. Crack! Vorak hit the floor, flat on his back, unconscious. Everyone froze. Even San blinked. Rhea stood still, breathing slowly. Her hand was back at her side, like nothing had happened. No one spoke. It was like the air had been pulled from the room. Then someone whispered, "What just happened?" San stepped forward and checked Vorak. He was alive, but dazed. "Medic," San snapped. 2 healers rushed in. Rhea turned and walked back to her corner. She sat down again, just like always. But this time, no one laughed. No one whispered. All eyes followed her. That night, the academy was full of rumors. She must be using a trick. That move looked human. But it wasn't. Did she cheat? What kind of training does Earth give its girls? In the control room, San watched the replay again and again. He slowed the footage to its lowest speed. Rhea's movement looked almost impossible. Not strength, perfect timing, muscle control, no hesitation. She didn't fight with power, he said to himself. She fought with design. Another trainer, a reptilian creature named Hoss, stared at the screen. That was a kill strike, he said. She held back at the last moment. That girl could have ended Vorak. San looked at Hoss. "Get me her file." They pulled it up on the arm. Screen. It was short. Too short. Name, Rhea Planet. Earth Family. Classified Training. History, redacted. San frowned. Who let this file through? Hoss narrowed his eyes. She's hiding something. Elsewhere, in a small dark room, Rhea sat on her bunk. She stared at the wall. Her hands were steady, calm, but her eyes were haunted. She remembered something, a voice, a command, a place full of screaming. "Focus," she whispered to herself. "Stay small, stay quiet." Her hands clenched for just a moment, then relaxed. Outside her room, footsteps paused by the door. A voice whispered, "She's not just a human." After the fight, nothing at the academy was the same. Every hallway Rhea walked through turned silent. Students who once ignored her now stepped aside. Some stared with wide eyes. Others looked away, afraid. But Rhea didn't speak to anyone. She walked with quiet steps, just like before. Her face showed nothing. No pride, no fear, just calm. The combat leaders, however, were not calm. Inside the main control center, a meeting had started. Commander San stood before a group of high-ranking alien officers. A large screen behind him showed the moment Rhea dropped Vorak. "This is not normal," said a tall, silver-skinned officer. "No human should be able to do this." "She didn't just win," another growled. "She made it look easy." San nodded. "Which is why we will test her." They sent a message to Rhea's room. "Report to Lab 7. Mandatory." Rhea read the message and closed her datapad without a word. She went. Lab 7 was cold and quiet. The walls were metal, and the lights were too bright. Machines beeped softly. 3. Examiners stood waiting. A scanner hovered beside them, blinking. Rhea stepped inside. Stand in the center, one of the officers said. She obeyed. First, they checked her heart rate, bones, muscles, and reflexes. The results shocked them. Muscle density above average. Almost double standard human strength. Reaction time. What? Run that again. Brain scans show heavy neural rewiring. This girl has been enhanced. The head examiner frowned. But how? There's no record of it. Next, they gave her physical tasks. Balance tests, weight lifts, speed drills. She passed them all. One examiner leaned in close and asked, "Where did you learn to fight like that?" Rhea looked at him. "Earth." "Who trained you?" She didn't answer. The examiner tried again. "What are you hiding?" Still. Silence. He stepped back. "She's been programmed," he muttered. Like a machine, San entered the lab. He looked directly at Rhea. "Your file is incomplete. We want the truth." Rhea's eyes met his. "Then look deeper," she said quietly. "If you can." Later that day, the Academy's young tech officer, Eli, was watching. From the side, he was also human. But unlike Rhea, he liked to talk. A lot. He was smart, curious, and always got in trouble for digging where he shouldn't. After seeing what Rhea did in training, he couldn't stop thinking about it. She shouldn't be able to move like that, he whispered to himself. Not unless. He sat at his desk and opened the Academy's secure archive. He typed quickly, bypassing firewall after firewall. He searched Earth's military projects. Most files were locked, but then he found something. Project Echo, mind-to-muscle protocol, status, terminated reason, dangerous, unstable, unethical, subject 0. Rhea Ili's eyes widened. What the hell? He opened the file. Most of it was redacted, but one line stood out. She remembers every move ever taught to her. Once. Then it becomes part of her body. Forever. Eli leaned back. No wonder she's a ghost. He looked over his shoulder. No one saw him, but someone was watching. A small, red light blinked in the corner of the screen. That night, Rhea sat alone in the training dome. She stared at the floor, lost in thought. Her breathing was steady, but her mind was not. Flashes of memory came and went. Shouting voices. A dark room. A cold table. Pain in her spine. She clenched her fists. From the shadows, Eli approached slowly. "I know what you are," he said. She didn't move. "I saw the file," he continued. "Project Echo. You're the last one, aren't you?" Still, no answer. Eli sat beside her. "They're going to push harder. You know that, right? They'll keep testing you until you break." Rhea finally spoke. "Then I won't break." Eli looked at her, trying to understand. "Why did you come here?" Rhea looked at the stars through the dome ceiling. "To stay hidden," she whispered. But now, it's too late. In a room high above the Academy, Commander San stared at Rhea's file. He picked up a secure comm and called someone off-world. "She's not just a student," he said. "She's something else." A voice replied, deep and cold. "Keep her under watch. Do not let her leave." San hesitated. "And if she resists?" The voice was silent for a second. Eli couldn't sleep. He sat on his bunk, staring at the screen in front of him. The Project Echo file was still open. Most of it was blacked out, like someone tried to erase it long ago. But the few lines he could read made his chest tighten. Subject 0. Righty-yay. Memory to muscle transfer successful. Protocol unstable. Erased by council order. He whispered to himself. Why would Earth hide something like this? He dug deeper. More files were locked. But Eli was a hacker. A good one. He bypassed security layer after layer. Some files triggered warning signs. Red boxes flashing. Access denied. Violator will be tracked. He didn't care. Then he found something strange. A video. Old, grainy. The label read, Echo Training Facility. Level black. He clicked play. The video showed a room. Dark, cold, metallic. Small children stood in lines. Each wore a number, not a name. One girl stood in the front row. Her eyes were sharp, focused. She looked about 8 years old. Eli leaned closer. That's Rhea. A voice in the video spoke. Test 47. Subject. 0. Watch and copy. A man stepped forward and performed a series of combat moves. Fast and complex. Punches, kicks, rolls. Impossible for most adults to remember, let alone a child. The camera zoomed in on the girl. Rhea stepped forward. And she did every move perfectly. Even the timing was exact. The video paused. Words flashed on the screen. Result. Complete transfer. Subject unstoppable. Immediate termination ordered. Eli stared at the screen in shock. They tried to kill her. At the same time, Rhea sat alone in the back garden of the academy. It was night. 2 moons shone above, casting silver light on the trees. This place was quiet. The only part of the academy that reminded her of home. She didn't come here to fight. Not at first. She came to hide, but now they were watching, testing, digging. They were getting too close. A voice spoke behind her. Rhea! She didn't turn. Eli! He sat beside her. He looked nervous. I saw the files. The hunter stood still. Its body was massive, almost 3 meters tall, covered in black armor, thick like tank plates. No mouth, no nose, just a helmet with a single glowing red eye in the center. Its voice came out like metal grinding on metal. Subject 0. You are property of Project Echo. Return. Rhea stood in front of it, her body tense but steady. I don't belong to you, she said. Not anymore. Eli, standing behind a fallen wall, gripped the broken blaster tight. Rhea, can we run? No, she whispered. Not this time. The hunter raised one arm. A heavy weapon unfolded from its shoulder. Part cannon, part energy blaster. Then you will be recycled. It fired. Rhea jumped, grabbing Eli and diving behind cover as the blast tore through the wall. Fire and smoke exploded around them. Shards of metal flew like knives. Move, she shouted. They ran through the ruined garden, dodging rubble. The hunter followed, slow but unstoppable. Every step shook the ground. Its red eye never blinked. Rhea led Eli toward the old supply building. It was half destroyed from the earlier attack, but still standing. Inside, she threw open a weapons locker. Most of it was empty. She found a shock baton and an EMP grenade. Not enough, she said, frustrated. Eli pointed to a wall panel. I can open the power grid. Maybe overload it. Do it, she said. Fast. The door behind them shook. A loud, slow thump echoed. Boom, boom. The hunter was coming. Eli ripped open the panel. Sparks flying. He tapped into the wires. Fingers. Trembling. If I cross this line with the generator coil, it'll short out and blast everything inside this room. Will it kill him? Rhea asked. No, Eli said. But it'll stun him for a few seconds. Rhea nodded. That's all I need. The wall exploded inward. The hunter stepped through the smoke. Rhea charged. She ran low and fast, slipping past its arm and slamming the shock baton into the back of its leg joint. Sparks flew, but it didn't fall. The hunter spun and caught her with one massive swipe. She flew backward and slammed into a metal beam. Rhea! Eli screamed. She groaned, got up slowly, blood at the corner of her mouth. The hunter raised its arm for the final strike. Eli shouted, "Now!" He threw the coil. The wires sparked. Boom! A white flash lit up the room. The walls shook. The hunter's body locked up for just 1 second, frozen in mid-strike. That was all Rhea needed. She pushed forward with every bit of speed she had, jumped, climbed the hunter like a wall, reached its head, and drove the EMP grenade right into its helmet socket. "Good night," she whispered. She jumped back. The grenade exploded. Boom! The hunter crashed to the ground, twitching, smoke rising from its helmet. Silence. Eli blinked. "Is it dead?" Rhea shook her head. "Just sleeping." Outside, the academy was burning. Commander San stood on the wall, watching the last wave of enemy troops retreating. But the battle wasn't over. The black ship above was still there, waiting. He turned to his officers. "Evacuate the students. We'll hold them back as long as we can." "But what about the girl?" one asked. San's eyes narrowed. "She's no longer a student." Rhea and Eli exited the supply room. She was limping, her arm bleeding, but still walking. They didn't get far before a squad of academy guards surrounded them. Weapons raised. "Don't move!" one shouted. Rhea raised her hands, but Eli stepped forward. "Stop! She saved us! She's not the enemy!" A familiar voice came from behind the guards. It was San. "Let her speak," he said. The guards lowered their weapons. San stepped forward. "Why are they after you?" Rhea looked him in the eye. "Because I know what they did, what Earth did, and because I'm the only one left who can stop it." San crossed his arms. "How?" She nodded toward the fallen hunter. "That was just a prototype. The real one is still up there, in the ship, watching, waiting." San said nothing for a moment. Then, "What do you need?" Rhea's voice was clear. "A ship, a small one, fast, and a way to get inside their command vessel." San turned to his officers. "Give her what she needs." "But sir." "Do it," San said firmly. "She may be our only chance." That night, as the fires burned and the students were loaded into escape transports, Rhea stood in a hangar, bay with Eli beside her. A small black ship was ready. "You sure about this?" Eli asked. She nodded. "They won't stop. If I don't go up there, they'll come back stronger." Eli held out a small device. "Take this. It's a signal. Jammer. Might help." She smiled. "You're not just a tech nerd, you know." "Don't tell anyone," he said. Rhea stepped into the ship. The engines roared to life. As she lifted off, she looked down one last time at the academy, at the only place she ever tried to feel normal. And then she flew toward the black ship. In the sky, toward the heart of the threat, the stars looked cold through the ship's window. Rhea sat in the pilot's seat, hands firm on the controls, eyes locked on the black vessel floating above the planet. It was quiet now. No more blasts. No more soldiers dropping. But that only meant one thing. They were waiting. She flew straight toward the ship. It didn't shoot. It let her come. As she approached, her small ship buzzed. A voice came through the speaker. Deep, slow, inhuman. Subject 0. "You return?" As expected. Rhea didn't answer. She pressed a button on her console. The ship's stealth mode kicked in, and the engines dimmed. She turned the signal jammer. Eli gave her all the way up. If she was lucky, they wouldn't know exactly where she'd land, but she knew luck wouldn't last long. The docking bay opened like a mouth, dark and wide. She entered the enemy ship. Inside, the black vessel was dead silent. No light, no alarms, no soldiers. Just empty holes and cold metal walls. She moved quietly, each step soft. The floor made no sound beneath her boots. She had memorized the ship's layout from old Echo files. She knew where they kept the command center. And the Echo core. That's where she had to go. She passed sealed doors, broken android shells, strange symbols. This ship wasn't just a machine. It was a tomb. A warship left from a time when humans made monsters. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the hallway. "Do you remember this place?" Rhea froze. She didn't answer. The voice continued. "This is where you were born. Not from a mother, not from love, but from design. You are Echo's final creation." Rhea kept walking. She didn't need reminders. She hadn't forgotten. Back on the planet, Eli watched her signal on his screen. It blinked faintly, jammed, but not lost. He tapped a button. "Come on, Rhea. Just stay alive." Commander San walked in. She got inside. "Yes," Eli said. "But I think they wanted her to." San nodded slowly. "Then we better be ready for what happens next." Inside the ship, Rhea reached the central chamber. It was huge, round with a high ceiling. In the middle stood the Echo core, a machine taller than any human, glowing with soft blue light. Around it, pods floated, each one containing something alive. Or almost alive. She walked closer. Inside the first pod was a child. Pale skin, closed eyes, breathing barely. A label read, "Subject 02, unstable. Hold for reprogramming." Another. Podins Subject 03, awaiting memory transfer. She stepped back, sick to her stomach. They were building more like her. But they hadn't finished, because they didn't have her. A loud clank echoed behind her. She turned. The alien commander stood at the doorway, tall, thin, red eyes burning like fire, armor smooth and shining like liquid metal. "You finally returned," he said. Rhea narrowed her eyes. "I'm not yours." He stepped forward. "You were never human, just a tool, an experiment." She didn't move. He continued. "Do you know what makes you special? You feel, you think, you break programming. You became what the others could not." He raised a hand. "Join us, and we'll stop hunting. Refuse, and we wipe everything clean." Rhea looked at the pods again, at the children who never had a choice. She looked back. "I won't let you do this again." Then she moved, fast. She threw the signal jammer at the Echo core. It hit the side and stuck. The device pulsed, then exploded in a burst of blue light. The core flickered. Warning lights flashed. The pods began to lower. "No!" the commander shouted. Rhea dashed toward the control panel. The alien drew his blade, long and thin, glowing red, and charged. Steel met steel. Rhea dodged his strike, rolled under, and hit him in the knee joint. He staggered, but didn't fall. He was fast, but not faster than her. She climbed the panel and slammed her fist into the emergency override. "Echo core, shut down!" she shouted. "Command confirmed," a soft voice replied. The lights dimmed. The pods powered off. The alien lunged. Again, but she ducked and grabbed the blade from his hand mid-swing. She spun and struck his side, cutting through armor. He dropped to one knee. "You would destroy your own kind," he growled. "I'd rather die free than live as a weapon," she said. Back on the planet, Eli watched the screen flicker. Then suddenly, all signals from the enemy ship went dark. No lights, no movement, just silence. San stepped beside him. "Did she do it?" Eli smiled, eyes wet. "I think she just shut them all down." Above, in the stars, the black ship began to tilt. Its systems were collapsing, but inside, Rhea stood alone, breathing hard. The alien commander was gone, destroyed with the core. The children in the pods were safe, asleep, but free. She looked out the glass window into space. There was no escape pod left, but she didn't need one. She had already escaped something bigger, her past.